Hi, Mom. What are you doing today?
Providence Place, owned by the Sisters of Providence, an ideal rental setting for retirees to continue their active, independent lifestyles. We have bright 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, a magnificent chapel with daily mass, restaurant-style dining, and wellness and entertainment programs. Call for a tour, 413-534-9700.
Mom, call me when you're not so busy.
Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel.
The Year of the Eucharist is underway in the Diocese of Springfield. I'm Carolee McGrath. I'll have the story coming up.
I'm Steve Kiltonic in Westfield, where I'll have the story of the St. Mary's girls soccer team and its 100-point players, both of whom just happen to be sisters.
And Dan Dumas takes a look at what's happening in the Diocese of Springfield. These stories are coming your way next on Reel to Reel. Hello and welcome to Reel to Reel. Just before Thanksgiving, Bishop William Byrne opened the Diocesan Year of the Eucharist with a special Mass and procession. Since then, events have been held to draw people closer to Christ in the Eucharist, the source and summit of the Catholic faith. Carolee McGrath has more.
With more than 400 people from across the Diocese of Springfield in attendance, Bishop William Byrne celebrated the opening Mass of the Year of the Eucharist Sunday, November 21st at St. Michael's Cathedral on the Feast of Christ the King.
We have a king. We have a king who comes to serve us, but then to feed us and to send us. This year, let him be your king evermore. Let this time next year be one where you and I are more on fire with God's love and sharing it each day. Let this be a year of the King, a year of the Eucharist.
The Year of the Eucharist, which runs through next October, will refocus Catholics on the central teaching that the Eucharist is truly Christ's body and blood. Christ instituted the Eucharist on the night of the Last Supper.
The beginning of this Year of the Eucharist and just the whole year itself is to propel ourselves into a greater awareness, education, celebration, worship of our Lord, and especially in this amazing gifts that he gives us.
A Pew Research Center study conducted in 2019 found that 69% of Catholics don't believe in the true presence of Christ in the Eucharist. Rather, they believe the bread and wine are symbols. Benjamin Santiago is among the 30% that believes the Eucharist is truly Jesus.
I believe in the Word of God, and he said, "This is my body, this is my blood." So he didn't say this could be or anything like that. So it's something that you have to believe.
Robert and Rebecca Demers came down from Turner's Falls to be at the opening Mass.
To support the Year of the Eucharist, to be at a diocesan event, and to have a year to start dedicating our lives more to the Lord and the Eucharist.
If people knew what we have here and really believed what we have here, they'd never miss a Mass.
Throughout the Year of the Eucharist, there are several events planned to help people understand Jesus' true presence in the Eucharist. There will be holy hours, Eucharistic processions, and 40 hours of devotion, or 40 hours of adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. The first 40 hours of devotion was held at St. Jerome Parish in Holyoke, inside St. Patrick's Chapel.
It was kind of like providential that our parish was already doing 40 hours of adoration already, and it was sponsored by the Hispanic community. And so when Bishop came up with this idea of the Year of the Eucharist, we said, and they're looking for parishes to do the adoration, we had just dovetailed with that, and it just happened that it was the first one in the diocese to do it.
There is a list of upcoming 40 hours of devotions listed on the Year of the Eucharist website, as well as resources and testimonies. In addition, the Office of Faith Formation is hosting workshops to help catechists with lesson plans and craft ideas to inspire the youth and their parents. One was recently held at St. Cecilia's in Wilbraham.
We separated the workshop in 4 different stations. We have a media station, which is all music and video on the Eucharist that you can use in programs or retreats. We have a resource table, which has a lot of books and additional information, an arts and crafts table that can be used for any age level, and then we have a display station, which is all artwork and pieces of materials that we can use as conversation starters.
Michael Jones, who teaches faith formation at St. Michael's Cathedral Parish in Springfield, says he was surprised to see so many Catholics who don't believe in the true presence. And he added that not being able to receive during the early months of the pandemic made him even more devoted.
Going back to Mass to receive communion was a very big deal for me as well. I never knew how much it meant to me until you didn't have it.
As Bishop Byrne led a Eucharistic procession following the opening Mass, he encouraged all Catholics to be on fire with the love of Christ, especially in the Eucharist.
Mother Teresa said, when you look at the cross, you see how Jesus loved us 2,000 years ago. When you look at the Eucharist, you see how he's loving us today, that our God is still coming to find us, to feed us, to help us.
And this year, the bishop hopes more people will receive Christ's love and bring him out into the world. Reporting for Reel to Reel, I'm Carolee McGrath.
I'm Dan Dumas with your Reel to Reel news briefs. The pro-life community in Massachusetts was disappointed last week to learn that despite their great efforts, they had fallen short on gathering enough signatures to get the Born Alive referendum on the state ballot. Earlier this fall, signature drives were conducted statewide, including in many churches. Supported by the Massachusetts Catholic bishops, the referendum, if passed, would have required abortion providers to provide life-supporting measures for any child that survived an abortion procedure. Supporters gathered more than 100,000 signatures, exceeding the qualifications. However, for undisclosed reasons, more than 25,000 of those signatures were disqualified. In other news, as we have already reported, the Diocese of Springfield is now engaged in a diocesan year of the Eucharist. And back on the first Friday of November, Bishop William Byrne spoke to the Springfield's First Friday Breakfast on this initiative. Nick Morganelli reports.
Bishop Byrne celebrated Mass at the Holy Spirit Chapel at St. Michael's Cathedral in Springfield prior to November's First Friday Prayer Breakfast.
A lot of people think this is something just for St. Michael's Cathedral's parish. It's a diocesan thing.
Dave Matthews has been involved for over 25 years.
We've had people come in all the way from Greenfield to attend here, so it's well attended, and we have good speakers every month. It's usually religious-based.
As the month's featured speaker, Bishop Byrne focused on the year of the Eucharist.
A recent study said that only 30% of Catholics really believe in the real presence of Jesus. So we're in a crisis mode.
He told stories of his personal spiritual journey and the importance of the Eucharist in our Catholic faith.
What happened in that moment was an important step in my life because the Lord, as I looked up on him, I heard him say really in my heart, or maybe it was a spiritual baseball bat he hit me over the head with, he said, I'm real. This is real, I'm here. And I'm truly present. And that began a whole transformation.
The bishop also offered some teaching.
The one thing that's radical is the message that Jesus Christ is truly present in the Eucharist. And I don't know why it is transformative, except that if you put Jesus in the middle, everything changes. Whether it's in the middle of your life, whether it's in the middle of your family, in the middle of your parish.
Bishop Byrne then called on those listening to be more active.
Go up to your pastor and say, can I host one of those Eucharistic things in my house? Because it's not just a Eucharistic revival from the top down, it's all of us trying to put the Lord center.
He also spoke of the importance of the sacrament of reconciliation and that confession times offered need to become more convenient for the faithful.
But crucial to all of this is to making sure that you and I are always prepared for receiving the Eucharist, which is the same thing as being prepared to get hit by a bus. That making sure we're right with God. You take out the garbage in your kitchen, otherwise it stinks. So why not get rid of the garbage? You know, what is sin? Sin's not who you are. Sin is who you're not. And you got to get rid of who you're not so that you can be the one that God sees you to be and your potential. And then you're more worthily. Then when Christ comes in, boom, it's like superpowers of faith, hope, and love.
He just impresses me as just an incredible man. His credentials were never ending, and you can see he genuinely loves people, and he's very charismatic, and people just love him too. So I think it's a blessing we have him.
Blessed are those called to the supper of the Lamb.
It's an open invitation each first Friday of the month at St. Michael's Cathedral. For Real to Real, I'm Nick Morganelli.
Meanwhile, the annual Scouting Awards Mass was held at St. Michael's Cathedral in Springfield. Carolee McGrath has more on the Scouts and their witness of faith.
Scouts and their families filled St. Michael's Cathedral in Springfield on a recent Sunday for Mass. It was a special occasion to celebrate Scouting and their faith. Scouting chaplain Father Yerrick Mendez was the celebrant.
The Catholic Scout Awards are an opportunity for our Scouts to get involved more deeply in their faith and also to provide a good example to others.
4 Scouts received the BSA Pope Pius XII Award. The award is given to Scouts in high school who complete a program which often includes a retreat and youth-led discussions on issues facing the church and the culture. The Scouts are Sarah D., Venture Crew 164 of St. Thomas in Palmer, Kathleen Day, Venture Crew 164, Divine Mercy Parish in Palmer, John D., Venture Crew 164, St. Thomas Parish in Palmer, and Aiden Day, BSA Troop 164, St. Thomas Parish, Palmer.
It's important to work towards your religious scouting emblems because it gives you another path to learn and be involved in your religion and learn more about Jesus' story and the story of the Bible and how to help others and be involved with your community.
I feel like it was important to me because it allowed me to become closer to God and become more involved in my religion.
3 Scouts received the Ad Altere Dei Award, which means the altar of God. Garrett LaFond, BSA Troop 164, Divine Mercy Parish, Noah Simard, BSA Troop 180, St. Elizabeth Parish in Ludlow, and Torquato Zena, BSA Troop 180 of Our Lady of Fatima Parish in Ludlow. 3 Scouts also received the Pillars of Faith Award, Kathleen Day, Aiden Day, and John D.
They show others, their friends, and their own family by their own example, by what they're achieving, what they're doing, that it is possible to live your faith and to be a scout and to be a young person and live your Catholic faith.
This year marks the 67th anniversary of Catholic Scouting in the Diocese of Springfield. In Springfield, I'm Carolee McGrath.
Remember, you can always stay informed on all the latest news in the Catholic Church locally and beyond by logging on to iobserve.org. There you can read articles from our Catholic communication staff, as well as view on-demand episodes of Real to Real. That's iobserve.org. I'm Dan Dumas, and those were your Real to Real news briefs.
St. Stanislaus Basilica in Chicopee will be hosting a very special nativity event next weekend. And joining me now is conventual Franciscan friar, Father Brad Malunski, pastor of St. Stan's. Hi, Father Brad. Thanks for being with us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So we are all in the midst of the holiday season and shopping, wrapping, planning for our big celebrations, but you have one really special and I think truly inspirational event coming up, Greccio. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Greccio is a little town in the Rieti Valley in Italy. It's not too far from Rome, actually, maybe an hour and a half or so. And it's known for St. Francis of Assisi coming to that town in 1223, a few years before he died, to reenact the Christmas scene. He actually gathered live animals and people from the town to reenact the birth of Jesus, and also to have Christmas Mass celebrated there. So that even today, there is a sanctuary of the Franciscan friars there, a shrine commemorating that event in that little town of Greccio.
Now, your event is going to be a modern-day version of the original Greccio in Chicopee. It must have taken a lot of planning.
Well, the idea came back, actually. It hasn't been done for a few years, but one of our young and energetic parishioners decided after several years of not having Greccio to do it again. So it's something that has been done at St. Stan's before, but it involves getting a number of youth and young adults together to do the different parts. It also involves getting some live animals, which will definitely be outside the church, but the event itself will take place inside and outside the church.
So if people want to attend, what are the details again?
Okay, it's a one-time event. It will be on Sunday, December 19th, starting at 5 p.m. And actually, because it's the year of the Eucharist, the whole experience will actually end in church with adoration of the Blessed Sacrament and benediction. So and that ties in with how St. Francis himself saw this reenactment of the Christmas event. So we're very much looking forward to this event, particularly in this year of the Eucharist for the Diocese of Springfield.
All right, Father Brad Malensky from St. Stanislaus in Chicopee. I know so many people are looking forward to Greccio, and thanks so much. And if you are looking to get into the Christmas spirit tomorrow, December 12th, the adult choir at St. Cecilia Parish in Wilbraham will present its popular Festival of Carols at 7 p.m. in the church at 42 Main Street in Wilbraham. The free concert featuring traditional, classical, and contemporary Advent and Christmas songs will be followed by a reception in the parish hall. And still to come on Reel to Reel, Rebecca Drake gives us a preview inside the pages of the December edition of the Catholic Mirror. And Steve Kiltonic with the story of a spectacular season for the St. Mary's soccer team. These stories and more are still to come on this edition of Reel to Reel.
All our lives, we've been told.
Work hard. Achieve. Get to the next level.
But sometimes, our best efforts fall short. We start to think maybe we don't have what it takes.
Or maybe we do.
Jesus took on the sins of the whole world. He conquered even death itself.
He invites us to follow him. He wants us to trust him.
And through him, through his body and blood, we are united in Jesus. And to each other.
Everything we're searching for.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
Our hopes and our dreams.
Points to a Father.
Who loves us unconditionally.
Who called us by name.
If you knew that receiving the Eucharist would change your life and change the world,
what will you do?
What would you do?
What would you do? Join us for the year of the Eucharist.
Hi, Mom. What are you doing today?
Providence Place, owned by the Sisters of Providence, an ideal rental setting for retirees to continue their active, independent lifestyles. We have bright 1- and 2-bedroom apartments, a magnificent chapel with daily mass, restaurant-style dining, and wellness and entertainment programs. Call for a tour, 413-534-9700.
Mom, call me when you're not so busy.
While the COVID-19 pandemic closed many churches to worshipers during last year's Advent and Christmas seasons, the cherished tradition of the children's Christmas pageant is making a comeback. Amid ongoing COVID precautions, some of these performances will take place in outdoor settings, providing an alternative to crowded indoor environments. One of these pageants will be presented by St. Thomas the Apostle School in West Springfield. Featured in the cover story of the December issue of the Catholic Mirror, the school community staged a dress rehearsal for the Mirror photographer and shared students' written comments about performing in the enactment of the birth of Christ. Also in this issue, a special report highlights the role local Catholics will play in the worldwide synod of the Church, and a new Year of the Eucharist column is introduced. In local news, Passionist brother Terrence Scanlon marks 40 years as host of Chalice of Salvation. Local legal professionals are honored at the annual Red Mass, and popular Berkshire County columnist Kevin O'Hara publishes a new Christmas-themed book of memories. Our December parish angel is Chicopee parishioner Mary Blanchette, who faced hard times in her life by renewing her faith. Bishop Byrne has a message for all in the Springfield Diocese as we embark on the Year of the Eucharist. And as we prepare to celebrate another Christmas during unpredictable times, one fact is certain. No matter where we are, in church, in the parking lot, in the hospital, at work, on the streets, or in a shelter, the Savior will come to us, reminding us once again that nothing will be impossible with God. At the editor's desk, I'm Rebecca Drake.
A few weeks ago, we reported on the Pope Francis girls soccer team's march to the quarterfinals of the state tournament. Likewise, the girls team at St. Mary's High School in Westfield also had a tremendous fall season. The Saints were led by a dynamic sister duo, both of whom finished near the top of the Western Mass Leaders Board in total points. Steve Kiltonic has our story.
The St. Mary's High School girls soccer team has enjoyed unparalleled success the past 3 seasons. They won their league twice and finished second this year with a 14-2 bi-county conference record. The Saints have become a Division IV powerhouse thanks to the program head coach Patrick Olierczyk has implemented over the past 5 years.
We were a team that would win 2 to 3 games. We didn't have a ton of players every single year, so it was a little bit tougher, to a team that now has 20-plus players every year. And we're winning 13-plus games a year. More importantly, they're good kids. It's fun to coach.
Two of the main reasons for the surge in victories are the Gaudreau sisters, Allie, a senior, number 20 and team captain, and Emma, a sophomore, number 14. The pair has led the Saints in scoring each of the past 3 seasons, and their competitiveness has taken a once mediocre team to another level.
Since St. Mary's first started playing soccer back in the 1970s and prior to the Gaudreaus, only 4 girls have made it to the elite 100-point club for career goals and assists. Allie became the 5th in 2019, and Emma duplicated the feat this year. Her name will soon go up on the 100-point banner here in the school gym, where all the Saints athletes are honored.
Each girl brings similar but different set of skills to the Saints.
As far as soccer knowledge, of where to put the ball, where to be on the field, where to do everything, there is nobody equal to Allie. That she not only can play very well, but she's almost like a player coach on the field.
Lori Gaudreau, Allie and Emma's mom, has been the assistant coach with Olierczyk for 5 years. She said Allie's quieter and shyer than Emma, but always comes to the games mentally and physically prepared.
She's a natural leader. She's got an internal drive that she wants to be the best at what she does, and she probably puts more work out in before she even gets to the field, be it cardiovascular, be it core endurance.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Emma's got, she's got size, right? She's tall. She's about as fast as anybody that you're going to see out in the soccer field. She has tremendous skills, soccer skills, tremendous knowledge of the different parts of the field. If you're going to put a soccer player and try to design one, I think that's a pretty good prototype that we have here at St. Mary's with Emma.
Well, Emma off the field She's very social, she's very outgoing, much more hyper. She's got a lot of energy. She likes to run. She's very, very quick. She thinks about the passing game as much as the shooting game, but she likes to find that niche and take on players and beat them somehow.
Because the girls have been playing soccer together since they were kids and now on the same high school team, they intuitively know each other's strengths and weaknesses.
They don't have to verbally say anything. They can just do a wave, a nod or whatever, and Allie or Emma, either one will know where the other one's going. We can't coach that. That's just natural for them, and it's beautiful to watch.
St. Mary's main competition this fall was the Pope Francis Cardinals, who won their division and were led by striker Isabella Meadows, who led all of Western Mass in scoring. The Catholic powers met twice during the season, with both Saint regular season losses coming to the Cardinals. In their second matchup, the Saints fell behind in the first half as a result of 2 goals by Meadows. Unlike the first game, this was a hard-fought, physical battle. The Saints had their chances in the second half, but were unable to capitalize, and it ended in a 2-0 loss. A month later, St. Mary's played in its first statewide tourney, but lost in the first round to Ipswich on the road 3-0. The Saints ended up 15-4 overall. Allie finished with 22 goals and 9 assists, while Emma had 19 goals and 10 assists, which was good for second and third in their league. Both were in the top 10 overall in Western Mass for total points. In the school gym, Allie and Emma talked about the challenge of getting the elusive 100th point. Allie was a sophomore when she reached the career milestone.
My 100th point game was not easy, so I was 2 away and I scored really quickly. And the last one was definitely the hardest. I had missed 2 PKs. I just wasn't in the right mindset. I was so focused on getting it that I just couldn't play.
The self-doubt quickly faded, and as fate would have it, Allie received a pass from Emma off a missed goal kick for the assist.
And she actually got it, and she just sent it across, and I wasn't even thinking. I just shot it, and it went in. It was just a feeling of excitement.
Allie's 167 total career points ranks number 1 on the all-time points list. Emma's dramatic 100th came this past September on their home field against Athol.
It was hard. I mean, the last 2 games I was freaking out about it because that's all I was thinking about, and I don't think I was playing much with my team because I was so worried about it.
Emma scored goal numbers 98 and 99 earlier in the game. She then took a pass from Allie, dribbled around a defender, and placed the ball into the lower corner of the net for the 100th goal and the hat trick.
I was so happy on it. And seeing my sister, she was happy because she wanted me to get it before she left. And just doing it with her, it just made me feel a lot better.
Having their name on a banner with all the greatest Saint athletes over the past 50 years is an honor that Goudreau sisters will cherish for the rest of their lives.
I think it's so cool just to have my name up there. I'm more excited to see the banner when both of our names are on there. I mean, it was exciting to see it the first time, but I think just having her on there and knowing what we've accomplished together as a team, but also with just the 2 of us together is really exciting. So I think kind of having up there will always be something nice.
I feel I accomplished something not only for myself but for the school, and I set a record for myself. And with Allie and I both being up there, I feel it's something that we both had a dream on doing.
Allie hopes her dream to play soccer in college will come to fruition. With some luck, maybe her playing days with her sister are not over just yet.
Hopefully wherever I go to college, she can come and join me and play with me, which would be great, but I'll definitely miss playing with her.
Whether they play together again or not, the Goudreau sisters will always have their memories of the St. Mary's girls soccer team to treasure. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonic.
Principal Matt Collins said Emma's name will be added to the St. Mary's 100-point club banner next spring. With Emma and a host of other starters, the Saints look to challenge Pope Francis again next year as they shoot for another high ranking in the state tournament. And for this week, that's Real to Real. Thanks so much for watching today. Be sure to follow the latest news of the Catholic Church both here in the Diocese of Springfield and around the world on our news and information site, iobserve.org, and also on Facebook at Catholic Communications. I'll see you right back here next week for another edition of Real to Real, your window on the world around you. Have a great week.
Real to Real is a production of the Catholic Communications Corporation, funded in part by the annual Catholic Appeal, and the support of you, our faithful viewers.